Last week I made a game in 24 hours based on the random suggestion, pigeons with laser beams. I had such a positive response that I thought I'd try it again, so let's see what we've got today. This week there is a winner with the most likes, and that idea is, I have one simple request, and that is to have sharks with friggin' laser beams attached to their heads. 100 sharks, last one left alive gets to eat the rest.
You know, I have one simple request, and that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
I'm quite excited about this idea because I'm excited about the idea of just having 100 sharks and making them fight each other. I've never done anything like that before, and I think it could be a lot of fun. So it is currently 5 minutes to 7. I'm going to get started. So I've come into Blender, and the first thing I'm going to do is build a shark. That is a very small tail. I think I'm going to need to scale that up a bit. Perfect. Submarine shark. Actually, it looks like he's got a little mohawk, doesn't it? I don't think that really looks like an actual shark, but I think that looks kind of like the shape a cartoon shark usually is, which is more what I'm going for. That's not right. There's still something about the shape at the front that isn't quite right. I think maybe if I pull it up a bit here. Yeah. That's definitely a shark. Just whipped up this quite hyper-realistic texture in MS Paint because everyone professional uses MS Paint. So if I position these eyes on the shark like so, that doesn't look too bad until suddenly I turn around and oh god, that looks awful. Those don't look great, but that's kind of looking a bit better. And there's some gills so he can breathe. Okay, that mouth looks a bit rubbish, but I think we're just going to move on because I don't have a huge amount of time. Actually, I think the head is a little bit small, isn't it? So let's see if we can do anything about that. Okay, I've just made a few changes to the texture. I don't think that looks amazing, but I think it looks good enough for our purposes. So we've got a shark, but I'm not making sharks. I'm making sharks with friggin' laser beams. Introducing shark with friggin' laser beam. So next thing I want to do to this shark is just give it a quick animation so it can actually swish its tail and swim. So I've got 4 bones here which I'm going to put inside of my shark. Interesting little fact for you, in real life sharks don't actually have bones, they use cartilage, which is the same stuff that your ears and the end of your nose are made of. I know that because my very first job I actually used to work in an aquarium and I used to talk about sharks for a living, so in theory I'm an expert. So we've now got the shark in Unity. He is swishing his tail back and forth and ready for a swim. That looks a little bit janky, but I think it's fine. I'm going to leave it as is. Another little shark fact that just occurred to me. So sharks have this thing called electroreception, where they can sense the electricity of other life forms around them. So having a big laser around its head like that would actually probably mess up its sense of space quite significantly, and it would probably not actually be able to swim or function at all. So I've created this very simple sea backdrop, which I'm going to have to improve if I've got time because it looks terrible. But I've got 2 sharks, and now I'm going to attempt to write a script that is going to allow these sharks to locate each other and then fire lasers at each other. So we've got 3 sharks here. We've got a regular shark, a small shark, and a big shark. And what I've done is I've taken some script from the Unity documentation that allows you to find the closest object with a certain tag. Because I really, this isn't stuff I've done before, and I really, was having trouble with it. So each shark is tagged as a shark, and what happens is, so when I press the spacebar, they will find each other. So what am I on right now? I'm on Big Shark. So Big Shark, he has a target shark of Small Shark because Small Shark is the one closest to him. And it should work that if I move Big Shark over here and do that again, he should now find Regular Shark, which, yes, that has worked. They were initially, the sharks were finding themselves. So I had to add a little thing that said if the distance from where the script is to the shark is 0, then to disregard it and move on. And that seems to have worked. If you're confused, don't worry, so am I. Now that the sharks have targets, I've set it so that they should rotate towards and swim towards their targets. Let's see what happens. Okay, that seems to be working. They're syncing up. Beautiful. Life finds a way. What we've got there is a really good foundation. I should now be able to put in any amount of sharks and they should be able to seek each other out and find each other. But I don't want my sharks just to find each other, I want them to laser each other. So I'm going to now put in a system where they can fire lasers. I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I've just realised lasers is what I did in the last video too. I had laser pigeons, so it seems to be a theme. But I'm going to do a different kind of laser because I think if I just had a straight laser coming out, I'd have to use a raycast. And if I have 100 raycasts going at any one time, my computer is going to crash. I've got a feeling my computer is going to crash whatever I do with this as soon as I put 100 sharks in, because I don't actually have a very powerful computer. But I'm going to have it so that at certain increments, it will just do like a blast, a laser blast, and hopefully they'll be able to laser shark blast each other. This took me an embarrassingly long time messing around with various axes and stuff, but the shark is now firing a laser. I'm looking through some sound effects right now, trying to find a suitable sound for when a shark gets hit by a laser beam. And despite the fact that I did work at an aquarium, I don't really have a frame of reference for this. I've gone with what is basically just a slap noise. I think that's a pretty universal, you've been hit by something kind of noise. I might change that later if it looks ridiculous. So I've got 4 sharks here, and in theory, when I press the spacebar, they should all start aiming towards each other, and each one should take 3 hits and then die. I have no idea if this is going to work, but let's give it a go. Yep, okay, that seemed, okay. Okay, so this is sort of working now. So you can see those 2 sharks at the back are now dead, although they're still firing lasers. I need to sort that out. Whereas these 2 are still alive, but because they're both targeting each other, they can't actually get round each other. Here we go. Okay, so I've just written a script, I haven't tested it yet, that is going to generate 100 sharks. It's going to do a line of 10, then another line of 10, and another line of 10, 10 times with a slight offset on each one. I have no idea if this is going to work. I don't know if it's going to break my computer. Let's find out. Let there be sharks. I don't know why they're all... That was like a big bang of sharks. Why are they all dead? Why are they all dead? What's going on? I've sort of got this working, but I'm not totally happy with it. So if I run the game, we get 100 sharks. They are firing each other. Some of them are dying, but as you'll see, most of them die at the same time. And then there's a couple of heroes left over who die then. So what I want to do is try and make everything a bit more chaotic and random looking. I'm struggling to get the effect I want right now. They are all just doing that. I think what I've realised I need to do is currently the sharks are moving towards the closest shark they've got. But what I need to do is change it so that the sharks just move forward, whatever way they're facing, but rotate towards the nearest shark. Hang on, isn't that what I already did? I don't know. Let me look at my code. Yeah, that is what I'm already doing. Okay. In that case, let me try slowing the rotation speed down, maybe. Okay, that's looking a bit better. That's more how I envisioned this. The time now is 1:15, and I am going to take a break and have some lunch. I was hoping to be a bit further ahead than this, to be honest. This is taking a long time, and it's not really coming out quite how I'd hoped. Hopefully I can tweak around with a few numbers and things, and it will look a bit better and it'll work a bit better. But what I also need to do in the break is actually think about, okay, so I've got these 100 sharks. What is the actual game here? I'm not building a game right now. I'm just building a death shark simulator, and I need something to actually interact with. I've just been tweaking with a few things, trying to make this battle look a little more chaotic, and I think for the most part that is working. First thing I've done is put some invisible barriers around them so they can't get too far away from each other. They've still got a very large arena essentially to fight in, but they were previously getting very far away. There's a little blood splat when the laser hits now, you might be able to see. They're also moving faster. The other thing I've done is their lasers are now not firing every second, but are firing at random intervals, which does mean that there is now a constant kind of noise, because essentially a sound is trying to play constantly, which is kind of ruining the audio of the fight, but it's definitely a lot more chaotic. So I haven't made anything playable yet, but I did just want to show you this because I think it's very cool. I've just made the camera a child object of one of the sharks, so it's now locked onto the back of this shark. And if we play, we'll see, we'll basically get, so hopefully this is what it's going to look like, except it will be playable. So we'll be controlling this shark, and as you can see, he gets right into the fray. So I am now controlling this shark with my arrow keys. So it is kind of a game. You can't really see the laser coming out in front of you because it is coming directly in. Oh, I think I died. I can't move now. What have I done? This is getting really confusing because I'm sort of trying to kind of Frankenstein together a playable character from what was supposed to be an AI shark rather than starting fresh. And I'm really, yeah, nothing's really working the way I want it to right now. And I'm kind of just at that point now where I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You can't see the laser coming out of your shark because it's directly in front of the shark. And if I reposition the camera so you can see the laser, you can't see where you're going. This is basic gameplay design, really. Another little shark factoid for you. Did you know that you are more likely to be killed by a vending machine than you are a shark? I just got killed by a shark, though. But it was a shark with a laser. Why is that shark over there above the water? Oh dear. Yep, that looks realistic. I'll give you another little shark fact. Did you know that a shark's body is comprised 100% of shark? This came in the mouth. This is my cat Gracie. The code is basically running as it should, as far as I can tell. It is difficult to tell when there's 100 sharks doing their own thing. But the issue is, I've got no way to incentivize the player to actually get into the fray, because your best chance of survival is easily just to swim as far away as you can from the rest of the pack, which isn't very much fun. So I guess I need to look at the laser code, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. This is why you should plan games ahead of time. It's 6 o'clock now, and I've just been kind of playing around with a few cosmetic things. I've put in a title screen, as you can see, and we start the game. I've put in a better UI. I've got a little fog effect that blurs the edges, which makes the sea look a whole lot better. And yeah, basically, this is all playable and it all works. It's just not that much fun. But I think I figured out what I need to do, which is to take the current laser I've got this shark on, to take that off and give him his own laser. And then that way I can make it that you can actually keep track of what you're doing to the other sharks, so you can have your own kill count. And I think that'll make it a lot better. It's just gone 8 o'clock, and to be honest, I'm really happy with where this game is at. It's basically all working. It's a complete thing. You can play through, you can win, or you die and you get a high score, and it's actually quite fun. I could put in some more advanced controls. I could give you the ability to slow down the shark or speed up the shark, which would make maneuvering and the kind of dogfighting aspect of it easier, but I don't know if I need to, really. I think that almost might make it too easy. I'm definitely going to try and find a music track to put in, but other than that, I don't really know if there's much more to be done, which is great. See, the game can now be won. I got 9 kills there. I'm pretty happy with that. It is now 9 o'clock, and I am done with the game. So I actually quite enjoyed that, and I'm really happy with how it came out. I'm surprised. That was a lot of new territory for me, coding-wise, and it actually didn't seem to take as long as what I did last week, which I would say is comparatively a much simpler game. So that's good. I will end the video with a video capture of me playing through. Hopefully I can get a clip of me winning again. Thank you so much to those of you who left suggestions for me. Please leave suggestions down below for things for me to do next week. And click all the stuff, do all the YouTube stuff. And yeah, see you next time. Thanks very much.